Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. Now I want to give a shout out to one of my commenters, Regrify, who, if you've seen the video I made yesterday, I discussed what the Singapore ESRB rating was and the little bits of new information that came with it. And one of them was that there's going to be a trans woman in Double Exposure. And Regrify pointed out that this character could be Izzie from Life is Strange, True Colors, as well as Steph's novel. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I feel like a complete idiot here because I've been reading Steph's novel and I just couldn't piece it together. I'm really having an off couple days, just a lot of personal stuff going on. So, if any of yous notice stuff, let me know because I want to keep making these videos. I gotta get out of this slump. But I'd like to talk about this now. For those of you who may be confused, Izzie is actually a character in Life is Strange, True Colors, and the DLC Wavelengths. Now, we don't see her, at least not physically in appearance, but there is a photo we can find. And it's not just a photo, we can actually hear her voice in Chapter 2, Chapter 4, and Across the Wavelengths DLC. So, who is Izzie? Now, the thing is, with the novel, it wasn't written by anyone who worked on True Colors. So I'm having a bit of a Mandela effect, basically trying to remember what was established in True Colors and what was established in the novel. But, you know what, I'm going to tell you all anyway, and then I'll have to properly research it. But I do remember the reason why Steph and Izzie broke up in the game. And that was because Izzie felt uncomfortable being the only trans woman in a small town, or however big the town was. Like, she was the only person there, and she wanted to leave, but Steph ended up finding her place in Haven, and that's what resulted in Izzie and Steph's breakup. Now, if you've read the novel, the two are in a band called Drugstore Makeup, and that happened, I believe, before the book came out. That was established, because the book uses a lot of information from the game and then builds on that and makes its own story. So Vinyl Resting Place was their band, and I believe Steph met Izzie when she was handing out flyers, or it might have been the other way around. But basically, Izzie was a guitarist, and she wrote songs for a band, but there was a problem in the group, which resulted in her disbanding from it. And this resulted in Vinyl Resting Place being created when she met Steph. Now, if Izzie is indeed the trans woman that's going to appear in Double Exposure, what could her role be? Now, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here, but we know Amanda is a big fan of the band Misery Cult, and Izzie is a guitarist, so perhaps it could be Izzie that is the guitarist for this band, and that'd be a neat way to introduce Izzie into the game. But there is a bit of a problem with that, as if you read the Singapore description, it says that there's a transgender woman character who is shown with her wife in a photo. And so if Izzie is there physically, then I don't know if she'd be in the band, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Izzie's wife is in the Misery Cult band and she's gone away, and so when we talk to Izzie, we learn more about her past and how True Colors connects with Double Exposure. I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out what role she could play. I know it's probably going to be a minor one, at least. Well, not minor, but when we're playing as Max, we're going to have to figure out who killed Sophie and why. So when we're investigating characters, not a whole lot of characters are going to get a lot of screen time, except for the major ones. So I do think that Izzie would play into that role, like maybe Gwen or Lucas. We might not see much of them, but they'll have their part to play in the story, so Izzie could play that. But it all depends on whether or not it's actually her we're going to see. And I'm curious to see how Deck 9's going to pull it off, because they actually, we know their first game was Before the Storm, and what they did was they created Steph for that game as a side character, and then they made her a main character in True Colors. So who's to say they couldn't do something like this? Because in True Colors, we only hear Izzie's voice, so we could actually get physical appearance, as I've said. But I don't know, I just don't really have much to talk about on this subject. I'm just a bit just fried in my brain at the moment, so I'm not really thinking good, but do let me know what you think in the comments below. I would like to hear your opinions, and hopefully by the time, because in a few days we're going to be getting that new footage from Gamescom for Double Exposure, I've got to be rested and ready for that. So if you have any theory, don't be afraid to post them in the comments below, as I'm just kind of got a bit of brain rot going on, but hopefully it'll be resolved by the time Gamescom comes around. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. It's TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.